Hey everybody, and welcome to your Thursday night campfire. Now I know things are a little bit different and we wish that we were at camp, but we are going to do a fantastic campfire tonight. I've got Barb with me, she's my sidekick, and we're going to have a great campfire. So typically we start off our campfires with a song about 4-H spirit, and we're going to go ahead and have Rhapsody help us out with that.
Hey guys, Rhapsody here, and I'm going to teach you guys the 4-H spirit song. So, first things first, repeat after me. I got that 4-H spirit up in my head, up in my head, up in my head. I got that 4-H spirit up in my head, up in my head to stay. Alright, stop repeating. So, we're going to repeat that exact same chorus, but every time we sing a different part. So it's going to be up in my head the first time, then deep in my heart, then here in my hands, and down in my toes, and all over me. And then at the very, very end, after we've done all 5 of those, we're going to go and up in my head, deep in my heart, here in my hands, down in my toes, and all over me. All together. So, without further ado, we're going to put it all together on the count of 3. Over there are some pretty darn trees. I got that 4-H spirit up in my head, up in my head, up in my head. I got that 4-H spirit up in my head to stay. I got that 4-H spirit deep in my heart, deep in my heart, deep in my heart. I got that 4-H spirit deep in my heart to stay. I got that 4-H spirit here in my hands, here in my hands, here in my hands. I got that 4-H spirit here in my hands to stay. I got that 4-H spirit down in my toes, down in my toes, down in my toes. I got that 4-H spirit down in my toes to stay. I got that 4-H spirit all over me, all over me, all over me. I got that 4-H spirit all over me to stay. I got that 4-H spirit up in my head, deep in my heart, here in my hands. I got that 4-H spirit down in my toes, all over me to stay. 4-H.
So now that that is done and we now have our fire at home, we are going to go ahead and go right into a skit that Kickstand has done for us. It's actually a great story. I love the way Kickstand tells it, and we're going to go ahead and go to him.
So, one night, I was sitting there at home, bored out of my mind, and I really wanted to just be at camp for a little bit, you know. We got back camp that morning, so I texted my buddy Flick and said, "Hey, bud, coming to camp tonight. See you in the morning." He texts you back, "Hey, Kick, weather's not great right now. It's looks like calling for a storm. Maybe you should stay at home." As per usual, I tell him I do what I want because I am indeed popping. So, hop in my little Dodge Neon and I'll start driving. Now, unfortunately, Flick was right. The weather was terrible. It was raining, thunder, lightning. It was terrible. And my little Dodge Neon, she had enough. I was sitting there, I was driving, and it just went boom, broke down on me. Side of the road, close to Holiday Lake, but not quite there. Just close enough to where I pick up my phone and I see no service. The worst you can see possibly while you're stuck on the side of the road. I was shook. So I'm sitting there in my car, alone, thinking, what could I do? Then, thought occurred to me. For someone working at Holiday Lake, I mean, many times that I've driven there, there's always was this house that, you know, I just never stopped by because, you know, it's 21st century, nobody just stops by houses anymore. But this is an emergency. What am I gonna do? Sleep in my car that night? No, not seen too many scary movies. So I decided to go into the creepy house because I think that would be the best idea. So I walk there, and I'm walking, I got my hood on and it's raining, and I'm just miserable. Done with it, not in the best mood. So, walk up to the house, and I decide to give it a quick little soft knock. Don't want to scare anybody. Do, 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 do. No answer. So, knock again. Do, 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 do. Again, no answer. So this time, I decide to knock on the door with my right foot. So, take a couple of steps back. Boom. I knocked on the door so hard that I kicked it open. So, I say, hello? Hello? Is there anybody here? I need a landline. I know y'all know what that is, but it's a thing back in the day they used to use to make calls that it was attached to a wire in the wall. I know, right? Sounds mad inconvenient. So, I hear nothing. So I'm walking around this house and I hear a grumble. I'm like, oh my God, what's that? It's my stomach. So I walk into the kitchen and I decide, man, what did they got up in here? Open the fridge, see me some turkey, some cheese. Sound like Kick about to have him a turkey and cheese sandwich for dinner. Then I hear a noise. It's coming from upstairs. And at this point, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I should just go sleep in my car until the morning. So I walk over and I look at the door. The door's boarded up. There's a dresser in front of the door, so there's no way out. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh no, I'm done. So I start walking around the house looking for another mode to escape. And then I hear this voice coming from down the hallway. It says, do you want to see what I can do with my long green fingers, my red sloppy lips? No, sir, I do not want to see what you can do with your long green fingers, your red sloppy lips. So I turn the other direction, and the door's closed, can't go that way. There's this weird monster possibly down the hallway, so I decided to go upstairs. I know, horrible decision, you never go upstairs. So I go up the stairs, and I hear the voice following me. Do you want to see what I can do with my long green fingers and my red sloppy lips? Whew. No. So I decide to book it down the hallway, run as fast as I can, which is not very fast at all, but at that point it was fast enough to get away from the monster. So I go into this room and I put a dresser in front of the door, and I'm hoping that this is enough to keep him away at least until I can figure out what is my next option. So then I hear the monster pushing up against the door and he's starting to break it down. So I do the next thing I can do. I hide in the closet. I know, I hide in the closet and I close the door and I just close my eyes, and just hope for the best, and I hope that it's quick. And I hear him break down the door into the room. And I hear him looking around. I hear him looking around there. He opens the closet. He opens the closet. He says, do you want to see what I can do with my long green fingers and my red slobbery lips? And I'm sitting there, and I'm in the closet, and I'm terrified. And I was like, dude, you gotta do, make it quick. And I decided to take one little peek between my fingers to see what this monster truly looked like. And he was ugly. He was huge. He had green hair, and his fingers were long and green. And boy, was his lips red and sloppy. He was all of 8 feet tall, 600 pounds. It's terrifying. So, sir, please do what you gotta do. Make it quick. Tell my family I love them. And he gets closer to me. He gets closer and closer and gives me a...
Wow, what a story. So now we're going to go ahead, and I'm kind of feeling like a song. So I'm going to kick it over to Onyx, and Onyx is going to lead us in a song.
Okay, we're going to sing one of my favorite songs. You may have heard it earlier in the teen-led Campfire from Louisa. Good job, y'all. But Flick and Kickstand are going to help me out with this one. So they have the repeat after me parts down. So I'm only going to teach you the part of the song where you're going to be singing with Flick and Kickstand. I'm going to say, come on, Flick, do your thing. And he's going to say, I can't. And I'm going to say, why not? And he'll say, I just can't. And I'm going to say, why not? And he'll say, my back hurts, the sun's too bright. I swing my hips from the left to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And I'll do that with Flick and Kickstand. And then I'll ask you, campers at home, teens at home, adult volunteers at home, anybody at home that wants to try it with us, I'm going to ask you to join in and say the same things that I just asked Flick to say. Repeat after me. Peanut butter Reese cup.
Butter Reese cup.
We sing this song to pump you up.
This song to pump you up.
Bang, bang, shoot your train.
Bang, bang, choo choo train.
Come on, Kickstand, do your thing.
We can't.
Why not?
We just can't.
Why not?
Our backs hurt, the sun's too bright. We swing our hips from the left to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
I love Peanut Butter Reese Cup. It's one of my favorite camp songs, and I'm so glad we got to do that. So let's change it up a little bit, and we're going to go do another skit. Hello everybody, my name is Daniel Spiekerberger, and we are The Dating Game, where we take random strangers off the streets, have someone ask them a few questions, and find love. We have a beautiful bachelorette today. She will ask some questions. Let's take it to her.
Contestant number 1, what is your favorite activity to do?
My favorite activity is sniffing other people's shoes. So like, yeah.
Contestant number 2?
Well, Jerry, I would say my favorite activity is getting my nice big old pickup truck and going and find some dirt. I like to ride my pickup truck around into the dirt, get the mud going in the air, and go a little fishing, a little one, just to have a good time, Jerry.
Contestant 3?
My favorite activity? My favorite activity is getting out on the waves and shredding with the bros, for sure. Those were undoubtedly some strange answers. Bachelorette, do you have a second question for our contestants?
All right, question number 2. What is your job?
My job, I cut grass for other people, but with scissors. So it takes a really long time for me to do like half a yard. It's usually I have to split it up into 2 days and do half a yard one day and then half the yard the next because I cut the yard with scissors.
Contestant number 2.
Well, Richard, I had to say that I don't actually have a concrete job, but I like to live off the land. You know, little hunting, little fishing, go out there and get me something good to eat, good to snack on. Ain't nothing better to eat than nature.
Contestant 3.
My job? A job is just an institution made by the man. She said she likes an employment. My job is I freelance surf and I live off the land, dude, and just shred with my bros. Another round of mildly disappointing answers. Bachelorette, do you have a third question for these guys?
My favorite question for this week's episode is, if you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
If I could be an animal for a day, I would be a wombat because their poop is shaped like cubes.
Contestant number 2.
Well, Tyler, if I could be any animal in the world, it would easily be a penguin. Penguins are adorable. They wear suits all the time. And they get to slide on ice, live in nature, and do a lot of fishing.
Contestant 3.
If I could be an animal, dude, I'd be a dolphin for sure. Not even because they're smart, dude. Like, they just live out there and just shred all day, bro. It's sick. Well, we've heard all of our answers. Bachelorette, it's time to make a decision.
Guys, you've made this really hard, but I'm going to have to go with contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, you are the winner of the dating game. Congratulations!
Woo!
Well, I guess we can't all win. Congrats to Kickstand, though. We're going to go ahead and kick it over to another song. We are going to do Way Down South. Louisa Teens did a fantastic job of it on it Tuesday. We're just going to go ahead and do it again to give it an encore. Just know that whenever Kickstand says his parts, you just repeat after him.
Way down south, but not far off.
Way down south, but not far off.
A bluebird died of a whooping cough.
A bluebird died of a whooping cough.
Well, he whooped and he whooped and he whooped all day.
Well, he whooped and he whooped and he whooped all day.
He whooped till he whooped his tail away.
He whooped till he whooped his tail away.
Now when I say Idy, you say oh. Idy.
Oh.
Idy.
Oh.
Idy, Idy, Idy.
Oh, oh, oh.
Second verse.
Second verse.
Same as the first.
Same as the first.
But a little bit louder.
But a little bit louder.
And a little bit worse.
And a little bit worse.
Way down south, but not far off.
Way down south, but not far off.
A bluebird died of a whooping cough.
A bluebird died of a whooping cough.
Well, he whooped and he whooped and he whooped all day.
Well, he whooped and he whooped and he whooped all day.
And he whooped till he whooped his tail away.
Well, he whooped till he whooped his tail away.
Now when I say Idy, you say oh. Idy.
Oh.
Idy.
Oh.
Idy, Idy, Idy.
Oh, oh, oh.
Third verse.
Third verse.
Same as the first.
Same as the first.
But a whole lot louder.
But a whole lot louder.
And a whole lot worse.
A whole lot worse.
Way down south, but not far off.
Way down south, but not far off.
A bluebird died of a whooping cough.
A bluebird died of a whooping cough.
Well, he whooped, then he whooped, then he whooped all day.
Well, he whooped and he whooped and he whooped all day.
He whooped till he whooped his tail away.
He whooped till he whooped his tail away.
Now when I say Idy, you better say oh.
Idy.
Oh. Oh.
Idy, Idy, Idy.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, man, that song gets me pumped. I absolutely love that song, no matter where I'm at. I can be in a grocery store, I can be at camp, it doesn't matter. If I hear somebody say Way Down South, I'm calling it back every single time. Well, now what we're going to do is we have a Thursday night ritual that we do here at Holiday Lake every Thursday. It is the story of taps. So Kickstand's going to go ahead and lead us on that, and then we'll go ahead and go into the song of taps.
Taps. It is a very important story to us at Holiday Lake because we are located in Appomattox, which is right down the road from where the Civil War ended, and this story takes place one night during the Civil War. So one night after a long, hard day of battle, a Union general was writing down battle plans for the next day. He was all alone in his tent that night, sitting there by his drawing table with one singular oil lamp. And he was writing down his plans, trying to figure some things out on what he could possibly do to help his men seize victory the next day. He heard a rustling sound in the woods. Now, he couldn't identify it, but they're in the wilderness, so it could be anything. So he decided to just ignore it. So it continues on for a couple of hours, and he hears it again. So at this point, he's thinking the enemy encampment is not too far away, so it could possibly be an ambush. So he decides to get a couple of his trusted men and his lamp and decides to go out and investigate. So as he grows closer to the source of the noise, he hears a voice. His voice says to him, "Please, I beg of you, just one drink of water." So at this point, the Union general's thinking, I might have to just turn around now. You know, it's war. Many people have died that day. So he decided that it would be best for him to just continue on and try to focus on saving more lives the next day. So as he's walking away back to the camp, he hears it again. "Please, I beg of you, one last drink of water." So at this point, the Union general's thinking that for some reason this voice, it calls to him, and he's thinking that it's his duty as a general to make sure that, if it is one of his men, that they get that one last drink of water before they pass on. So the Union general and his men start to walk towards that fallen soldier. And then as they get closer to the source of the noise, the Union general finds it, and he sees a Confederate soldier. So immediately, he turns around. The Confederate soldiers are the enemy. This one soldier could have killed plenty of his men that day. And he doesn't know him, so why would he give him that one last drink of water that he's asking for? So he and his men turn around, head towards the camp. Then he hears it one last time. "Please, I beg of you, just one last drink of water." This time, the Union general just cannot ignore it. It touches him deep inside. Somehow, some way, this voice just sounds familiar. So him and his soldiers go back to that fallen Confederate soldier. The Union general hands his soldiers the lamp, and he goes over to flip over the Confederate soldier, give him that one last drink of water. And as the light shines onto his face, he notices and sees that unfortunately it is the face of his only son. A couple years ago, before the war had started, his son had went down to Richmond and studied music. And he did not tell his father that he had joined the cause and decided to side with the Confederate Army and the Civil War. Later on that night, the Confederate soldier's son died in the Union general's arms. So the next day, the Union general decides to go to his higher-ups and see if he can seek out a proper burial for his son, a military burial for his son. He's turned down. His son was a traitor. His son decided to go and join the other side and fight against the United States of America. And he begged me, pleaded. He begged me, pleaded. And because of his high ranking, his higher up society allowed him one instrument. And he decides to pick the bugle, which is his son's favorite instrument, the instrument that his son was learning to play. So later on that evening, he was going through his son's belongings, trying to piece together more parts of him, trying to figure out, things that he's done while he was down in Richmond, what led him down to this path. And he finds a scrap of music notes. Those notes are what we know today as taps. They're played at military funerals and other somber moments like that.
So for the Song of Taps, we are going to do a taps instrumental in the background, and we're going to put up the lyrics on the screen so you can sing along with it if you wish to. Thank you all so much for a fantastic Thursday night campfire. I know that we're all not together and things are a little bit different right now, but we are doing the best that we can to stay together, and I think it is fantastic what we're doing. So everybody, please stay safe, and we hope to see you soon.